JT and Phillip break it down from kickoff to the final slide. Every snap, every route, every block from the black and gold pride. Who rose up in the trenches? Who vanished when it counted most? They call out the heroes and the gaps, set the record, raise a toast. They map Sundays, filmed in next week's foe, matchups, schematic stride. Which players inspired hope? Which ones need work to turn the tide? What the team needs, sharper hands, cleaner pass, protection, grit. What the team lacks, depth on key downs, time and lost where yards were split. Coaching choices under the microscope, personnel plans apply. JT and Phillip give the homework, Italians is how we'll ride. Get out your terrible towel and wave it with pride on game day wide. Listen to Steelers Rewind, Sunday prep for the faithful by your side. Yinzer's tomb, towels held high, JT and Phillip lead the guide. Sports 5-0, Steelers Rewind, study the tape, then ride. JT and Phillip break it down from kickoff to the final slide. Every snap, every route, every block from the black and gold pride. Who rose up in the trenches? Who vanished when it counted most? They call out the heroes and the gaps, set the record, raise a toast.
All right. Good evening and welcome to Steelers Rewind. We're going to talk about the 4-1 Steelers. Great game against the Cleveland Browns. Before we get in and I get my co-host on here with me, let's talk about today's sponsor, Gorman's Pub. Gorman's Pub, excellent local bar here in Pittsburgh, in the Brentwood area. You're in the Baldwin, Brentwood area. You want to come out, have a great place. Great bar, drink, play some pool. They got some karaoke every other Saturday. It seems like every bar I go to has karaoke. I think that's a sign that I like to sing. But you can go at 3301 Sawmill Run Boulevard or call them at 412-882-7550. They got a beautiful outdoor patio as well. It's really neat. It's on off of 51, but it's the way the back patio is. You don't get noticed. It's quiet back here. It's a beautiful setup. So get out to Gorman's. My co-host Phillip, how about them Steelers, huh?
Hello, sir. Can I admit something? I was nervous going into this game yesterday. I don't know why. And I felt like this was going to be like maybe a game the Steelers would fumble, drop, perhaps lose. Maybe it's all the shows I watched, the preview shows going into the game, talking about Dillon Gabriel, how he had a decent first start against the Vikings in London last week. And I probably read too much into it because it turned out to be a very good football game.
Yeah, that was the first time in years that we didn't have to it seems like it was the first time in years the Steelers didn't have to sweat it out here late in the game. They didn't have to do nothing big. They had the game in hand from pretty much from the opening whistle. Um,
They did. They did.
I think the defense is starting to show now with the money we paid for that defense, or the money the Steelers paid for that defense, because they're starting to make big plays. They're putting pressure on the quarterback. The secondary, I mean, Ramsey looks amazing right now. He just looks like he's doing a lot of stuff.
2 sacks.
2 sacks. He's made plays in the secondary.
And he was a speed burner in those sacks too. Going after Gabriel. He just had it on yesterday, man. He was great.
The team looked good. Team looked really good. I mean, the offense, I still have my issues with the play call and a little bit here and there, but we'll get into that.
Yeah.
Who was your guy that you thought who was the guy besides Ramsey, who already mentioned? Who was the guy that you really liked the way he played?
I would have to say Jaylen Warren. When you look at the statistics, nobody stands out with their numbers, but he had some really good runs, and he threw that monster block and that touchdown pass from Aaron Rodgers to Connor Hayward. He threw a monster block on the pass rusher. I can't remember the pass rusher's name, but that's what really made that play happen, to be honest with you, JT.
And with all the positive stuff that happened in the game, we didn't even talk about probably the guy who probably should have been talked about more, even during the broadcast. But Broderick Jones. Let's talk about Broderick Jones. He did a great job against probably a top 2 or top 3 edge rusher in football right now, and Myles Garrett. You didn't really hear Myles Garrett's name get mentioned, and so let's hear from that offensive line. I thought they did a great job.
We were talking before we went live here. I was telling you about the Tony Rizzo show, ESPN 850 in Cleveland, and it was after the Browns game that they were on air, and it was after Myles Garrett's post-game press conference. I didn't see the press conference, but Tony Rizzo was absolutely going off, like animated, standing up about how terrible Myles Garrett is against the Steelers all the time. Except last year at Cleveland, Myles Garrett did have a good game, but he didn't show up yesterday. Broderick Jones, he only had 1 pressure up against him, but did you see what PFF did to Broderick Jones?
No, I didn't.
Today? 11 or 14, and that was it out of 100. I don't know what PFF is seeing. I don't know how they formulate their numbers, how they calculate their numbers for their ratings.
Yeah.
But give me a freaking break, PFF. You guys are terrible. Absolutely terrible. Broderick Jones keeps getting better each game. The offensive line keeps getting better each game. They let Aaron Rodgers, they gave him time to throw some passes. He didn't have to rely on quick outs. And Cleveland did not have any sacks yesterday. None.
No, I mean, I think Rodgers. I'm impressed with Aaron Rodgers. He changes his arm angle. He gets the ball out quick. I think what I like about him is whenever he does get in trouble, or he has to move around a little bit. That's when he looks to DK Metcalf for like the best players. He does a really good job of the only thing that bothered me yesterday about Aaron Rodgers was the deep ball to
he underthrew it.
Metcalf was wide open. That was
he was wide open, but he ended up having 2 guys on him, and he didn't get the chance to come to it.
What happened?
Other than that,
error,
I mean,
but
the other touchdown pass Metcalf was great. Yeah. The other touchdown pass to him was very good. That was his 2 touchdown passes he threw. I already mentioned the one to Connor Hayward, and then the one to DK Metcalf. He hit him perfectly.
Played a great game, but like anything that sort of. And let's talk about the Chris Boswell went for the 54-yard field goal, and basically, I'm glad he didn't tear something, because I mean that was just a pathetic. That shows you how bad that turf is, or the sod on the field.
And there was no excuse for that, JT. There was 8 games in between when Pitt played last week, and
Oh yeah,
when
there
the
was no,
Steelers
there was
played
no, no,
yesterday.
no pick game. They had plenty of time to get that field ready.
Aaron Rodgers
That's
talked
gonna
a
make
lot
me
about
wonder now the
that.
rest of the year if Boswell. Mhm. That makes me wonder if Boswell's gonna have it in the back of his head now later in the year. Like, hey, I mean, that's a scary feeling as a kicker, knowing you ain't getting any. You don't know if you're gonna get the traction on your kicks. I don't know if that can come back to haunt the Steelers later in the year. With Boswell,
I
I think
hope not.
Boswell's a great best kicker in football,
Yeah.
hands down.
They did resod the field today, ironically. And it makes me also think, should they throw down field turf? Should field turf be the surface
Ugh.
at Acrisure Stadium?
I don't think Pittsburgh will ever do that. That's just being honest. But
Right.
um,
Well, Dan Rooney always wanted the game to be played on
I
grass.
just say I just say keep up with it, man. Look at PNC Park. Whoever's doing PNC Park does a great job. I mean, just keep up with it, man. I mean, just go out there and fix it up during the game or before the games. I mean, spend some time on a Saturday when Pitt isn't playing. There's no water. There's no reason for that field to
all
to
you
chunk
saw
up
was
like that.
sand come up from Boswell's left foot. He lost his footing, and like you said, it's a good thing he didn't tear out his knee or his ankle or both or whatever. That could have been a catastrophic injury for him, And then what do they do if they were to lose Boswell?
Oh, that'd be devastating. I mean, Boswell's
already signed. I think he signed. Did he sign with Atlanta? I can't remember who he signed with.
He was on their practice squad, I believe.
Oh, okay. But still, I mean, that's a conversation we don't want to have. And Mike Tomlin already called him the serial killer, and he is, and he would have made that field goal. I mean, even though it only went like 30 yards, it was on its way had he kicked it the way, if his foot didn't go out on him, his footing.
Oh yeah, that thing didn't go. Yeah, he didn't get nothing on it because his foot went out. I mean, I'm sure he's automatic from that. I even said to my buddy that this is going to be another. I mean, like you don't have to watch his field goals. He's that good. But I mean, that was when he did that. It's a scary moment as a kicker because your leg's hitting the ground. Your knee can tear. Bad things can happen. And by the way, Bijan Robinson just went 71 yards to put the Falcons up 21-7 on Buffalo.
I have the score up right here against the Bills. Wow, that's huge.
I mean, that's
one of those teams. We talked about them earlier in our episodes. When I think I was talking about how the defensive coordinator for the Minnesota Vikings, Brian Flores, and how he was going to prepare well against the Steelers. Well, that didn't work out, obviously, thank God, because the Steelers' first overall team win was against the Vikings, was against Brian Flores' defense, the game in Dublin. And that's how the game was yesterday, here at Acrisure Stadium. It was a team game. Everybody stood out. Everybody played well. We didn't talk about Herbig yet. He's another one that really stood out to me. 2 sacks.
Honestly, I wrote an article earlier this week about the Steelers going all in at the trade deadline, and one of the things I didn't touch upon that I'm starting to think I should have is I actually think we have 2 players that we could actually move at the trade deadline that I think that I think that teams would want them, and that's Alex Highsmith and Pat Freiermuth. I think are 2 guys right now that we could probably move.
I knew you were going to say Muth.
Yeah, I think they like what they see something with Washington. He can block.
Yep.
So you can put Washington in there as a blocker, where the teams are going to be like, okay, they're going to run the ball or they're going to do something. And he
36-yard pass completion yesterday.
He looked a little slow.
They got punched out, and they thank God they didn't lose the ball in that fumble. But he has hands, and for as big as he is, he's a monster. He's 6'8". The guy can move a little bit. He was going boom, 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 boom against the sideline.
Yeah, I don't like the way he was carrying that football.
No, that's the mistake he made.
I actually said it out loud. It's gonna get punched. You get to see the guy catching up to him. I'm like, this ain't good.
And for as strong as he is, he should be able. You think he'd be able to hold that ball so tight that there's no way he can punch it out of his hand.
Yeah, I'll tell you what though. I think them 2 guys could get moved, and I think we can go for as I said in the article, get an AJ Brown. The Steelers should go all in this year. I think if the AFC, I was hoping KC lost last night, but they held on, beat the Detroit.
They played pretty well. Penalty free too, actually.
So they're 3-3, and I was hoping they would go to 2-4 with Baltimore at 1-5. That would basically now this Buffalo loss could be big if Atlanta can hold on here. I mean, the Steelers can literally own their destiny. I mean, the AFC North is really theirs unless they do something absolutely insane. I mean, honestly, they should beat Cincy this Thursday. They should go 5-1.
Yeah.
They should if Baltimore don't get Lamar Jackson back 100%, you ain't gonna win any games with Cooper Rush and a defense that's giving up the points they're giving up.
They're also missing 6 other very, very good players in their lineup. They're I hate to call it a skeleton, roster. You think that the guys they have that are their second stringers would, by now, especially because they've been playing a couple games now, you think that they would be stepping up for the Ravens, but they just don't have it doesn't seem like to me they have a lot of good guys that are on the bench.
I think for Pittsburgh, honestly, they just gotta play they gotta win the game. If they win the games they should the rest of the year, they're gonna that Buffalo game come November is going to be a huge one, man. It's at home. That could literally we could literally instead of just getting home field, we can actually have it throughout the whole playoffs. I mean, in the AFC, that would be huge this year. We thought, you don't have to go in the first round and play a team like KC or the Buffalo, the good teams like we always get stuck doing, it seems like. But this is the year for the Steelers. I mean, the AFC is, you're not going to see it this wide open. Don't get me wrong, though. There's some teams that have popped up this year that I'm not going to say they're going to be easy wins either, like Indianapolis. They're coming on. I still believe in the Chargers. I know they got injuries right now, but I love what Jim Harbaugh's done with that team. So
yeah, they're a good team. They lost yesterday, but they only lost by a couple points. Yeah,
it's going to be interesting as the time goes on with that. But Philip, when we come back from commercial, I want to talk about what they did on offense this past week with Darnell Washington and what they're doing with Muth. I mean, Muth ain't getting snaps, man.
No, he's not.
We'll talk about that as soon as we come back.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. By the way, that is the Villains Network, which Sports Bible is part of the Villains Network Draft Storm. We also get a lot of plug and play here with the Steelers Rewind, and also our Tape to Tape, which is coming out now for the Pittsburgh Penguins. But before we go back in real quick, please don't forget our sponsor today, Gorman's Pub. Great place on 51, off of 51 actually, in the Brentwood Baldwin area, right by the if you go to the Get-Go on 51, you went a little bit far. It's the light before the Get-Go there in Brentwood. Great place, great place to hang out. Great beers, great beer specials. They got some beers on tap. You can see their beers on tap actually on our website, the What's on Tap website. So let's see what get out there and let them know Sports Bible followed you and got you in there. Philip, you hear me?
I am, yes.
Okay. The Steelers offense, it didn't start off great. I mean, we had 9 points at halftime. We weren't punching it in. We were moving the ball a little bit, but the second half, it seemed like we started we started finding things. And one of the things I'm starting to like what they're doing, I'm liking the way, and by the way, we had a Roman Wilson sighting, which is It's always
Yes, we
nice.
did.
It's always nice to see that, man.
One catch for I think 12 yards. Yeah,
He's got. I mean,
10 or
that's a guy
12.
that. That's a guy that I just don't get why with the receiving situation the way it is. I mean, Skoronix sees the field more than him. But I want to talk about Darnell Washington actually seeing a lot of playing time, a lot more. I mean, he was a target. He was targeted a bunch. How do you feel about that? And do you think that Arthur Smith's starting to find a way to like use these tight ends? But I mean, we're still underusing, I think, still Jonnu Smith and Freiermuth. I mean, even though I mean Connor Hayward, he's our fourth tight end. If you can consider him a tight end, he caught a touchdown. So how
I
do
could
you
not
feel?
be more pleased, to be honest with you, JT. I fell in love with Mount Washington when they drafted him, and I felt last year he wasn't utilized enough. But now that he's becoming more of a featured receiver, this is a guy that you really can't stop. Okay, there really aren't many other tight ends in the NFL that are like him. Maybe none at all, to be honest with you. He's not going to be your Travis Kelce. He's not going to be like what Antonio Gates was, or even what Heath Miller was, because they had more speed. Darnell Washington may lack in speed a little bit, obviously, because of his frame, but the guy can catch the ball. And he can go yards after catch. The yak. I love that. I love to say yak.
What about a reminder of you're old enough to remember this guy like I am. How about Eric Green?
Yeah, he was great. We all loved Eric Green when he first came up.
That was first round draft
1980s, I think.
Yeah, the first round pick out of Liberty.
Right.
A little bit bigger. He was a little bit wider than Darnell. I mean, Green was just a big guy. I mean, big guy. But I mean, I think Green might have been a little quicker than him, being honest.
Right.
But I mean, Washington's blocking is what's making it. I mean, the Steelers are still using 7 offensive linemen at times, which it's going to be hard to have an explosive type offense. And who knows? I don't think we're going to have an explosive offense all year. I think Metcalf's going to do his thing where he has the potential to break one here and there. Like I love the fact he can catch a 6-yard pass and make you stand up and go, oh my God, here we go. I love that feeling. I mean, we haven't had that here in Pittsburgh in a long time. Pickens wasn't a guy that could catch a short pass and do anything with it, where this guy has the potential. Just you see, like you give him a little bit of sideline. It's an exciting team. I mean, the team still. That's what I'm saying, man. This team is so set right now. If they make one good, if you get an AJ Brown across from him, man.
And I wanted to say that about your article that you wrote was very good. I shared it. I hope people read it because you were spot on in your thought process in writing that article. I agree with you 100%. They should go full in. They should go all in. And AJ Brown is not happy in Philadelphia.
No, he's not. And I think that team's on its way down. Honestly, I think they're on that. They're looking like that, man. They're having that. Hurts is not a good quarterback right now. I mean,
no, he's there's something missing with him in the last couple games. I didn't watch him enough of that game yesterday to really comment. But the result is a result, AJ Brown would be a great fit with the Steelers. There's another thing that's really good about this team, JT. You don't have a diva in the locker room. There's not one diva in this locker room who, is bringing things down, which I thought was the case, with
Pickens, definitely Pickens.
Yeah, Pickens, and who was the other receiver that was with Pickens? He's easy to forget because he hasn't done anything since he was traded to Carolina.
I can see it. Why can't I not think of his name?
These are guys with talent, but their egos are way too big. And that was one of the criticisms of Mike Tomlin, that he wasn't disciplining these guys. If he did it behind closed doors, that's one thing, but the message never resonated, and they kept being jerks, if I can put it lightly enough. But those guys are gone. And I think that Cam Hayward does have full control of the locker room. I think Aaron Rodgers has full control of the locker room. When you
Deontay Johnson.
Thank you. Again, was it really worth remembering?
You know, it's funny.
Two
It's like,
guys
I
with
mean,
talent, but total
he's been
jerks.
on. I think he's been on 4 or 5 teams since then. He's been on
Yeah,
Baltimore.
I don't think he's even playing right now.
Yeah.
But with all that said, you have the right players, on this team. You have Aaron Rodgers and Cam Hayward, who are the captains of their units. Unfortunately, we lost Killebrew yesterday to a really terrible knee injury.
Yeah, he's one of the better special teams guys.
Yeah, but otherwise, and then you have other guys, other veterans like Jalen Ramsey, like Slay, like other guys, LaShawn Elliott. I mean, they're starting to remind me of the team they had in 2005. The defense. They're starting to remind me of them, and they won a Super Bowl that year.
They got a lot of depth. I mean, that's for sure. I mean, you got guys like Peyton Wilson don't play every down. Jack Sawyer comes in. You got guys like Sawyer and Peyton Wilson that come in. Then you got Herbig, who I think is better than Highsmith. That's why I think
I do too. I totally agree with that statement.
Highsmith's a guy you got to look at moving during the deadline. Try to maybe get a draft pick and then or package him. I mean, there's a lot more football player for player trades than there's been in a while. So maybe a team would want an edge rusher like Highsmith for for a receiver. But Steel City Crush says amen to no diva drama. I agree with that.
100%.
That John Anzenberger, he said I have high hopes for him as well. I'm almost positive that was about Darnell Washington as well, which I agree with that, man. The guy, I heard something cool today on the radio. It makes sense to me. When you have an outlier, which is like a guy that's different, and he is an outlier. He's 6'8". He's got good hands. You can't cover him. It's going to keep defensive coordinators up at night. And it's the same way as I think Metcalf's an outlier as well. Like you can basically set something up for that guy. You can't bring that guy down. He's got a ton of speed. The Steelers got a couple of them guys, but I'm telling you, you can't. You're not going to keep going this year with Miles, with Austin, and with whoever your third guy's going to be down the stretch. You got to get one more big guy for Aaron Rodgers. I mean, this is a one and done for Rodgers. This is it. I mean, this is. If you get to that point where you're 9-1, 9-2, you got to. I mean, it's the trade deadline's week 9, so we could be 7-2 or 8-1 going into that deadline. You got to go all in at this point.
They're going to play big against Green Bay in a couple weeks. That's a huge game, Sunday night game.
And they've been up and down this year so far. They had some good games, but
it's still going to be a big game.
Oh, it's going to be huge. That's at
Jordan Love's a very good quarterback. He knows where his guys are. He can hit his guys. He's kind of a scary quarterback, to be honest with you. But again, if the defense is playing the way they have been, these last couple games, it keeps up, then it's the Green Bays, it's the Buffaloes, it's even the Kansas Cities or whoever are on the schedule. They're going to have to be afraid to play the Steelers.
I think what I like
it used to be in the past, remember?
Oh, definitely.
Steelers football, these teams came in afraid to play the Steelers.
I think that's what I like.
The Steelers coming in, they're afraid to play the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's how this team is starting to formulate, in my opinion. John, when's the last time you had fun watching the Steelers?
Fun
watching the game. It's fun to watch them now.
I mean, yeah, definitely. I mean, it's been a while, but I mean, offensively, I still don't think it's fun. I think it's still like it's
a work in progress. I agree with you.
I want to see that. I want to see the Big Ben AB days were fun. That was the fun.
Yeah,
days,
that's true. But Aaron Rodgers he's fun to watch. And I just see it happen. I see it clicking in future games.
I think the one thing I like about the Steelers this year is I don't fret playing a team with receivers. I really don't. I think Jalen Ramsey. I want to see Ramsey on Jamar Chase this week. I want to see it. I want to see him knock him down. I want to see. The guy that I was impressed with last week, and it was nice to see him back. I think if Porter can find his game, that team is going to be
a big play yesterday. He knocked down a pass. It could have been a touchdown pass.
A team's going to be elite with Slay, Porter, and Ramsey playing at the top of their game. And I think Deshaun Elliott's one of the most underrated safeties in football. His tackling ability.
I think he's the best strong safety in football right now.
I think he's right there, man. I think the Steelers have something like you said, depth wise. I mean, don't get me wrong. One injury, the depth could go away, but I think linebacker, they got a ton of depth, a ton of it. I mean, Cole Holcomb made a tackle yesterday. I'm like, oh my God, it's Holcomb. Like, they have so many linebackers. I mean, Holcomb. You got
Patrick
Wilson.
Queen's playing out of his mind right now.
Yeah, he had his best game as a Steeler yesterday.
Yeah.
There's no doubt. I actually said his name more than once in the game, which it's been a long time since I've done that. And I was like, wow, he's playing with a little bit of passion, which if that's what he needs to do is to play with passion, it's gonna be it's gonna be fun. Still City Crush says having a ball watching this team is so refreshing to have a high football IQ quarterback in there surrounded by all this talent. I agree with the quarterback IQ thing, Still Crush. I still don't think we have a ton of talent around him receiving wise. I think if you start using Washington religiously, that adds to your talent pool. But I still think you need something past Metcalf. You need either Roman Wilson to step up, which I don't think you can put money on that now. I think Miles Austin. I think Austin's a perfect number 3.
Yeah, for sure. Here's what I want to have happen, okay? And I hope I'm not outlandish in saying this. Do you remember in hockey when Mario Lemieux had no names on his line and suddenly they were scoring 40 goals, 50 goals a year?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Let's hope that in due time, some of these receivers will really step up and they're going to get more completions. They're going to get more yards after catch. These guys want to win. This is not that they ever wanted to win in the past, but this is a team right now that is so talented and good. They can get better on offense. I totally agree with you with that. But you give it another couple of games. I can't wait for the game on Thursday night. I'm almost salivating over this game against the Bengals. I'm not saying they're going to beat them by 21 or 28, but they should beat up on the Bengals, like you had said earlier. And I think you might see more splash plays on offense.
I'm hoping, but Cincinnati's defense is bad. I mean,
that's exactly it. So this is that one game where other receivers need to really like stand out, get open, make these catches, and some more splash plays.
I mean, let's not forget about that either. Cleveland's defense is not bad. I know the team's 1-5, whatever they are, but they have a great their defense is not bad. I mean, their defensive line is they put pressure on the quarterback most of the times. They have Ward at cornerback. They have talent on that defense. They have talent all throughout.
That's why I was afraid of that game coming in yesterday, because going into yesterday's game, they had the number 1 pass defense or the pass rush in the NFL. Run. They had the number 1 defensive run against the run defense. Duh.
And let's not forget the Steelers. They won that game right off the bat when they took Judkins out of the game and made the young kid Gabriel, which he got rattled. They rattled Gabriel, and they're good at that. The Steelers over the years have been really good at playing against young quarterbacks. So that's why Flacco scares me a little bit more than he scares me a little bit more than of course Dylan Gabriel, because Flacco has done it in the past. I know he's older now, but he still can throw the ball down the field. So if you give, if you're not watching Chase and Higgins, there could be some big plays by the Bengals. There's no doubt.
I agree with you. They have the receivers to do it, and Flacco obviously is a better quarterback than the second stringer that's been playing for the Browning. But again, I think as the Steelers defense continues to improve, play better each week, I do think some noise could be made. And the Cincinnati's offensive line isn't the best, and they can get to Flacco. They can get to him quickly.
Okay, by the way, before we go, once again, don't forget Gorman's Pub. Come out, eat, drink, play pool, great beers on tap. They got karaoke every Saturday. It might be this Saturday. I might have to swing out for a couple pro gyms. Go out there, hang out. Right on 51 there. If it's a nice night, they have a little fire pit. You go outside. It's beautiful out there. So Gorman's Pub, thank you guys. Before I let you go, Philip, pick a score of the game. What's the score Thursday night going to be?
Oh, sure. I'm going to go 35-17. Steelers.
35-17.
Why not?
I'm going to go 27-13 Steelers.
Okay.
I think they're going to score one touchdown on us again.
Yeah, let's. I hope I'm right. I hope I'm not, getting too greedy here with my love for the Steelers and how they're playing. But I think it can happen, and we're going to see that Escalooser in the middle of the fourth quarter. All the fans coming down the Escalooser, which is one of my favorite things about watching the Steelers win in Cincinnati at Paycor Stadium. They keep going down in droves. The Escalooser.
Hey, are you the cousin he's talking about?
Yeah, John, that's my cousin.
Okay, so you'll be taking on the Gormans and doing some karaoke with him when he comes in. So,
well, we'll see if John can sing. So,
all right, guys,
we'll put him on the spot.
Hey, Philip, thank you. We have an early one this week, so Thursday, but we're still going to do the Monday. We'll be back next Monday to talk about the Steeler game, and then we'll talk about the following game. Which, honestly, I mean, this defense. Usually when you're watching football, you get nervous when your team's on defense. I can honestly say I don't mind it when we're on defense. It's almost like the Pirates this year. When Skeens is pitching, I'll watch the Pirates. I'll watch them on defense. And I have that feeling with the Steelers right now. Like, you know what? Something's going to happen. I don't think we've had the splash plays yet that we're going to see. And I agree with you. I think there's going to be some strip sacks. There's going to be a couple pick sixes before this is all said and done.
Yes. And we didn't even say TJ Watt's name in this podcast.
Nah, that's how good the team around 6 sacks.
Yeah,
and really, you don't even.
That's what they need. They need the other guys to step up, and they are.
All right, hey, Philip, thank you, everybody. Thank you. Remember Gorman's Pub. Remember www.sportsbible.com. Check out please check out the articles and we got some prospects coming up for college football as well, and the top 25 just got released like about a half an hour before this. Mike Jansenberger, before I left. JT Philip, love the show. Thank you, Mike. Thank you for listening.
Mike.
In.
Another cousin.
Oh, you got lots of cousins. I like.
We got the German side coming out. My mom's side. So you can't go wrong with the last name Jansenberger out of Dusseldorf, Dusseldorf, Germany.
That's a lot better than Toff. That's for sure, man. My name is boring. But thank you guys. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy football, man. Watch these games tonight. Some good